Shalom, shalom, shalom. We're back with another video. Before I get started, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash, to the elder apostles and elder bishop of Great Millstone, who rule well, who I learn from daily. I'd like to give double honor. Shalom to the 144,000, to the 1/3, to the elect. Shalom. Here with a video, I'm going to call First Bound Up the Strong Man, or something with the strong man. And we see in the video, guy broke into this man's house looking for something to steal. He fumbled around the house, ended up accidentally waking the man up. And I stopped the video right here because at this point, after the man said he said a prayer, he unloaded on the guy. The guy took off, didn't even make it for outside, ended up perishing from his wounds. I don't want to show the whole video because the guidelines of YouTube and getting my channel striked again it's just not worth it. But just know, once that guy came into that room fully, he unloaded on him. Say he hit him 3 times. I don't know how he hit him just 3 times. I mean, he should have been Swiss cheese with the way he was pulling that thing and letting loose. Now, as you can see, Jake don't want to get out and get it on his own. He want to get it the hard way, the ski mask way, as 50 Cent would say. And that end up costing him his life. Instead of just working for whatever he need, Jake loved to go down that evil route. As the scriptures say, they are Sodom's children. They're wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Instead of just getting an honest day pay, he just feel like, hey, I go take it from somebody. I know this man worked hard on whatever he had, but I feel like it's mine and I should be able to take it. And he ended up going in there and getting his life taken because of his foolish action. The wickedness of him trying to steal from somebody only brought death to him. And we know that was the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, because after he tripped over that weight, and you made that noise, at that point it was time to leave. But he had to go see if he woke the man up, and that ended up costing him. It don't pay to do evil and wickedness towards another person, especially someone of your own, one of your own brethren. And the Lord looked down on that, so he judged the man for probably not this crime, but a whole bunch of other sin that he had on him that he never repented for. And the Lord judged him and ended up allowing him to be shot down and killed, sent back to the spirit realm. So let's go ahead and get into these scriptures. I'm going to start here first. Proverbs 10:2. Treasures of wickedness profited nothing, but the righteousness delivered from death. And we see that his wickedness profited him nothing but death. If he was thinking righteous, where he went out and got his own job, paid for his own stuff, he'll still be alive today. But he chose the path of wickedness, of evils, of stealing from his brother, just because he felt like he can do it. Now, he had a getaway driver out there too. They ended up catching him. And they said, he pled guilty and that it really just a random house they chose. But still, instead of them investing in a 9-to-5 or working construction or something, some kind of decent living, they went the route of wickedness. And that ultimately ended up costing him his life. That put him out there This is why the Lord told us, as part of our laws, not to steal. We're not supposed to steal from each other. But Jake being here in Babylon and being able to, being told that they're free from the law, they just gonna do anything they want to do. And we all know that the wages of sin is death. So those treasures of wickedness brought about death through the sins that he had already had committed. Well, like I said, it was already told us, thou shalt not steal. And let's go on and get that. And I'm gonna keep talking about it. This is Exodus 20 and 15. You shall not steal secretly, openly, fraudulently, or through carelessness. And he was openly trying to steal. Well, secretly trying to steal, Salakia. He was secretly trying to steal that man's stuff. Walking around that house trying to get stuff. At one point, you see the man talking about how he passed up 32K watches in Cologne. He said he don't know how because he couldn't turn on the lights to actually see. He probably felt like he turned that light on and was going to wake you up. So he probably just didn't see it. But we all know man's going to the Lord. So Yahweh Shem Shai has already had him in a trick bag. Already punched his time card that, hey, he'll be back in the spirit realm soon. And that's what ended up happening. Why? Because he wasn't following the laws. Not to steal. You trying to break into a man's house and take what's his. You can't take what belongs to someone else. Especially a strong man, as the scriptures say. You gonna break into the strong man's house and take his stuff? No, you gotta bound him up. I guess that's what he was going to do. That's why he went to check. I guess if he was still been asleep, he'd have went in there and, put a gun to his head or something, or bound him up and asked him where all the money and cash and everything else was at. But he never got to that point. Cause like I said, once that man got through praying, he threw that cover over. Man, he hit that switch and let him have it. Now, like I said, I don't know how he said he only hit him 3 times because he should have been Swiss cheese the way old boy was letting them things loose. But that's what happened when you break into a strong man house. You got to beat him. And as we seen, we didn't see it, but if you watch the video, you'll see that he lost to that strong man. I'm going to go here. Mark 3 and 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his good, except he first bind the strong man, and then he shall spoil his house. And like I said, maybe that's what he was going to do. Maybe he's seen that if the man would have never woke up behind him tripping over, maybe he was going to go in there and bound him up, ask him for the money, ask him for all the expensive jewelry, and try to take what was that man. But luckily, Yahweh Shem Shai had other plans, had the man wake up, have him grab his boom boom stick, and he was just lying in wait for him to put him to death. That should have been the first thing he was gonna do. If you gonna go in there and just break into the man's house, as the scriptures say, first you can't enter into a strong man's house without first binding him. That should have been the first thing you did. Well, the first thing he should have done was just not enter the house at all. Just leave that man property alone and get his own. But if you're gonna enter into a house of a strong man, scripture say you gotta bound him first. If you want to spoil it. And matter of fact, let's go into that word spoil. Mark 3 and 27. Let's see what that has to go into. I hate when it happens. All right. Going to that word spoil.
Strong's G1283. Diarpazo. Diarpazo.
Diarpazo. Biblical outline to plunder. Strong's definition. Diarpazo from G1223 and G726 to seize asunder, i.e. plunder, to spoil. So basically, to take or to steal. If he was going to plunder that man's house, he had to first bind up the strong man, which the strong man was lying and waiting on him, and had that thing already tucked up under the sheets, and he let him have it. He unleashed it. Like he said, he said a prayer to himself, took a deep breath, and he did his best Rambo impersonation. And like the Lord said, thou shalt not steal. Secretly, openly, fraudulently, or even by accident. If he wouldn't have been worrying about stealing, taking this man's stuff, trying to plunder his house, trying to spoil his goods, he'll still be here alive and kicking. But he was trying to set up treasures of wickedness, which the scripture said profited nothing. And the only thing that profited him was the end of his life, because he was so worried about getting this man goods. And the scripture tell us, man, like I said, you can't bring it to a strong man's house, especially if that strong man is on. I'm gonna go here. This is Luke 11:21 in the GNT. When a strong man with all his weapons ready guard his own house, all his belongings are safe. And we seen he had his weapon right beside his bed. And once he woke up and realized, hey, is somebody in my house? He got the weapons ready. And when it was time, he unleashed them. And now look, all his stuff is ready. All his stuff is safe. Because there was no reason for that other Jake to be in his house trying to spoil his goods. Just get up and go get you a job, man. Y'all want to live this fast life, get that quick and easy money, but guess what? That quick and easy money will lead you to a quick and easy death. And that's the only the good thing. Let's say he'd have survived it, and the Yahweh Shem Shah had him surviving, and he had to walk around with a colostomy bag for the rest of his life. Or his organ messed up and his body twisted. Death is the simpler, easier route. The Lord could have passed judgment upon him to have him survive, but ultimately, body be tore behind the bullets that he took. Why? Because he trying to steal. Because he too lazy to go out and work on his own and get his own. But put more energy into wickedness, into evil, into sinning, and want to take somebody else's stuff. And let's be honest, with the way these YNs are nowadays, they probably weren't gonna let that man survive, even if he told them where all the stuff at. They so hopped up on pills and gun ho to kill. Who's to say he would have let that man survive? So it really a situation where you fighting for your life, because you don't know what would have been on his mind if he came in there and found that man asleep and not ready for action. And he could have easily put him to death. Like I said, EYN something else, man. That's why the scripture say when the strong man with all his weapons ready, guard his own house, all his belongings are safe. So guess what? That strong man not dependent on anybody else. You add that with the scripture that says you can't enter to a strong man's house. Why? Because if he have all his weapons ready and he go in his own house, guess what? His belongings are safe. That man was ready, and his stuff ended up being saved because he was ready to do what he had to do. All right, this is Proverbs 60 and 30. Men do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. But if he is found, he shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all his substance of his house. Yeah, now if he was stealing just to eat, stealing some food because he was hungry, most time people kind of give way. Be like, all right, man, you can have that. You were just hungry. I mean, it's rare nowadays because the love of many is waxing cold, but you still might run across a person who will let you slide. But as the scripture said, if you are found, you got to restore that sevenfold that which you took. But he wasn't stealing out of hunger. He was stealing out of carnality, out of greed. And the Lord judged him on that. Because it was righteous that man did what he had to do. Especially with the YNs, man. They be on demon time all the time. They quick to pull a boom boom stick out on you in a heartbeat to go down that path. Well, like I said, that man, I felt like he was only right to defend himself like that. I don't know what kind of time you on. You breaking in my house late at night. You coming in here trying to take my stuff. What did I do to you? Why do you want my stuff that I work hard for, that I went to work for? You coming in here in the middle of the night, probably 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, trying to take my thing. Well, of course I'm going to put you to death. Ain't no point of asking no question because you shouldn't even be in here. Gonna go here. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which some covet after. They that err from the faith and pierce themselves through with many sorrows. And that's what you seen. That's why he was in that man's house, for the love of money. Looking for something to steal, to go sell, to get that money. Because he didn't want to do it himself. But that love of money, which the Lord said the root of all evil, not money, but the love of it, ran him up on a even bigger evil. Now he in the spirit realm, in his right mind, realizing, man, I should have never been in that brother's house. I should have never tried to steal from my brother. He know the truth now. Those scriptures are hitting him hard now, but on earth he decided to go a foolish way and got judged for it. Why? Because it's the love of the money. That quick and easy money, which a lot of Jakes can't seem to get past. And a lot of them end up losing their life the same way he lost his, for that love of money, that lust. They don't have a love for money, they have a lust of it. They need it, they gotta have it. Ultimately, it leads a lot of Jakes to their death. But like I said, you in that man's house 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, what you expecting gonna happen? You gonna wake up, give you a hug and say, sure, brother. Yeah. Take all my stuff that I work hard for. I barely got anything anyway. Sure, you can have it. I know you don't want to work and I'm here to support you. No, man, that man gonna do what he did. He gonna lay you down. And we saw that. He got laid down and put to sleep. It was nighttime. It was better by the time he went to bed. But this time he ain't gonna wake up. Why? Because he not following the law, statute, and commandment that Yahweh Shem Shai had given us to not steal and take from our brother. And thus, he met his end. And we're going to close out here. Exodus 22, 2 and 3. If a thief be found breaking up and be smitten, that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him. See? Lord said, if you be found trying to steal and somebody kill you, that you not, there shouldn't be no bloodshed behind you, because you shouldn't have been stealing. It's part of the law. Keep your hands to yourself. Get your own stuff, man. Get out there and get your own job. Well, the Lord said, if you been caught stealing, guess what? There's no blood should be shed for you. Verse 3. If the Son be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him. For he should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. Well, see, Lord said, now, what would have happened in the daytime, if somebody wanted to take vengeance for him, he could have. But as you seen, that was the middle of the night, sneaking into somebody's house. Man sleeping, he at rest, his guard is down, and you break into the house trying to take something. So now, look at you. You ultimately got destroyed for it. Why? Because these YN and most of Jake don't want to listen. They don't want to follow the laws of the Lord to the best of their ability. They don't want to put their faith in Yahweh Shai. They don't want to come back under the reign of Yahweh. And ultimately, a lot of them die for this choice. But before I go, I want to try to catch this in another translation. Slakia. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Try this then. All right. If he must pay for what he had stole, if he owns nothing, he shall be sold as a slave to pay for what he stole. The animal. Let's see. My bad. Go down here. If a thief is caught breaking into a house at night and is killed, the one who killed him is not guilty of murder. But it happened during the day, he is guilty of murder. See, he was caught at night trying to steal, and he got killed. The Lord said he's not guilty of murder. But basically saying in the daytime, you up, you ready, you prepared. So if you kill somebody in the daytime from trying to steal, when you're actually prepared and ready, yeah, it's considered murder because you could have held back. But if it's in the dead of night when you're asleep, you were vulnerable, and somebody started you awake and you give them that 1-2, the Lord said that don't count as murder. That's why he said, no one supposed to come after them to shed blood. But now we see. This is why the Lord made these laws. So that people would know, man, look, don't go in nobody's house trying to steal their stuff at the night. Because they put you to death, it's only righteous. And that's what happened. He got put to death, and it's righteous, and they were counted as righteousness to the Lord. Because he shouldn't have been in that man's house after hours trying to take his stuff. After the Lord said, thou shalt not steal. So he stole right into the spirit realm. But that's all I had on that. I'll see you in the next video. Shalom.